The Jet was so nice, he did it twice. Oh, Canada. We take the white flag with a veteran sportsman campaigner. Get ready to rock as Race Pro Weekly goes green now. Hello and welcome to another edition of Race Pro Weekly. I'm your host, Mike Warren. Last week, Brett Hearn proved he still knows where victory lane is at Albany-Saratoga. Did you really think he forgot? Could he go back to back? A little heat race action as Scott Dole spins around and collects, well, just about everyone. Modified feature will be led to the green by Alex Bell and Chris Vernold. As up into turn number 1 and 2, it would be Bell with the early lead. Caution coming out on the speedway for a number of cars up in between turn number 3 and 4. Off the restart, the side-by-side battle for the race lead would continue with Matt DiLorenzo lurking right behind him. He would go to the outside of Bell and take the number 2 spot away and then set his sights on the 97 of Chris Vernold. DiLorenzo would look to get underneath Vernold for a position. He'd take the race lead away after a little bit of contact. And now Elmo Reckner would move up into the number 2 spot with the Wendy's-sponsored entry. Holy hole in a donut. Here comes Batman as he moved to the inside of Bell and Keselowski. And, here comes Brett Hearn. Hearn to the inside now of Elmo Reckner for the number 2 spot. He makes a little bit of contact with him coming off the corner and then set his sights on race leader DiLorenzo. Hearn would go to the outside as lap traffic would become a factor. They would ride side by side down the back straightaway. Hearn with a lot of momentum. They'd make contact down the back straightaway. Hearn keeps his momentum, however, as Brett Hearn would be your new race leader. Peter Britton, it wouldn't take too much longer to go underneath the 3D of Matty D, and he'd take the number 2 spot away as well. And a caution for the 14 of Brett Wright would set up an unbelievable restart. Britton noses out ahead of Hearn down the back straightaway in the number 14 machine, but Hearn just too strong on the outside lane as he gets the lead back. A great battle between Matt DiLorenzo and Mark Johnson for position for the number 3 spot, but this was all behind the Jersey Jet as he goes back-to-back at Albany-Saratoga.
Though I got to tell you that this is probably the best handling car that I've had here in several races. And once Matty committed to the inside, I knew what I had to do, and I went out there and got a run on him and got in front of him. I knew once I got in front of him, I'd walk away.
The Jet lands in victory lane again, picking up his second win of the season. Peter Britton would finish in second. Matty D would finish in third. Mark Johnson fourth. And the Sand Lake Slingshot Kenny Tremont would round out the top 5. Through 3 weeks at the Fonda Speedway, Stuart Friesen and Bobby Varon have been on fire in the modified division. Would that continue, or would a new driver put their car on checkerboard square? Meet and greet night at the Fonda Speedway. Always a great night. Plenty of cars out there on the front straightaway as Alton Palmer and Justin Bowler would lead the field to the green in the 30-lap modified feature at the Track of Champions, as it will be Palmer taking the early race lead. Brian Gleason and Darwin Green up on the move early in this event, as Jeremy Wilder trying to make his way up through the field as well. But the lead duo up front for a while in this one, as the 76 of Palmer would hold on with about a 5-car length advantage. Car slowing on the backstretch, however, that would be the 21K of Corey Wilder. Off of the restart, here comes Stewie as he goes to the inside and takes the number 3 spot away from Gleason, and he would go to work on Justin Bowler now for that number 2 spot. Bowler holding on for dear life for that position and doing a great job holding off the number 1 machine. However, the driver from Sprakers, New York, it wouldn't take too much more time as he would find a little bit of bite on the inside lane and draw ever closer, as behind them, Trombley and Wilder would fight for a position. Now Friesen would get by Bowler, and you think there'd be too much of a deficit for him to make up in a lap and a half. Yeah, nope, not happening. Friesen to the inside would barrel past the 76 of Palmer, and he would go on to win number 3 of the 2015 season in exciting fashion.
We had a great race car. I'm still trying to catch my breath. Just picking them off through traffic. It was an awesome cushion, and I knew it was going to be close. I figured we got a good run on Elton out of 4, and we were able to get down there on the bottom and slide up across in 2, and it stuck. So it was a lot of fun, I'll tell you what.
Stuart Friesen with another victory. Alton Palmer would finish in second, Justin Bowler third, Brian Gleason fourth, and Jeremy Wilder would round out the top 5.
We have a winner. Robert Weaver and a guest will be joining us for the annual New York State Stock Car Association Golf Tournament. A big thank you to NYSSCA for letting us be a part of this great event. And don't worry, we'll have highlights from the event on next week's show. Coming up on Race Pro Weekly, we head to the high banks of Lebanon Valley to see if Kenny Tremont could continue his winning ways. And we check in Glen Ridge for some great wheel-to-wheel action, right here on Race Pro Weekly.
Reputable, reliable, results. That's what you get when you call Rick and the professionals at RCT Roofing. Quality service at fair prices. RCT gets the job done, just like Nick Stone and the RCT Pro Stock. RCT Roofing, we've got you covered.
You wanted the best? They're coming for Brest. It's the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. The premier winged warriors battle it out. The World of Outlaw Superstars. It's the greatest show on dirt. The World of Outlaw Sprint Cars return to Fonda Speedway for the Empire State Challenge. The Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds will also join the party. Advanced reserve tickets include a free fan pit pass. Get your tickets now at worldofoutlaws.com. This is one blockbuster event you don't want to miss. Sunday, May 17th, Fonda Speedway, the greatest show on dirt.
There's only one place in the capital region for you to get the full racing action. Stop down at the Bobco video booth at the track or call 518-399-0937. Bobco Racing Video, the next best thing to being there. One thing is for sure at the Lebanon Valley Speedway, Kenny Tremont is hot. I mean really hot. He's the only winner in the modified so far this season. Did that streak continue? Little Piersock action before we get started. Joe Landry gets tagged, hits the wall, and gets tagged in midair, flipping the car multiple times. He would receive medical attention and would be back at the race shop the next morning, a true warrior in the pure stock division. Steve Huff would lead the field to the green in the 30-lap main event of the evening, the modified feature, in a Brett Hearn maintained car number 34 for this season. The man in black, Kyle Hoffman, in one of the first ever Cyclone chassis, was on the move as well, along with the 20 of Brett Hearn as he looked to crack the top 5 early in the event. Your two-time winner on the season, Kenny Tremont, would have to evade an incident as Brian Berger, Kyle Armstrong, and Colby Schroeder get together, Tremont narrowly missing it as he kept moving through the field. Off of the restart, Steve Huff would get a great one as he would pull away from Chad Jezio, but Kyle Hoffman and Brett Hearn would both take advantage of this one as it would move a few places up. Now it wouldn't be long before Brett Hearn goes underneath Jezio. He'll take that number 2 spot away as they come down the front straightaway, and he would set his sights on Steve Huff as they would battle side by side down the backstretch. I'm sure, as you expected, it wouldn't be long until Hearn would drive in front of the 34 of Huff as the caution comes out as Bacchetti coming down pit road. Off of the restart, Kenny Tremont with a bonsai move gets by not 1, not 2, but 3 cars to drop into the number 3 position. He would then get by Steve Huff, and that would set the stage as the Titans would be out front once again. Tremont with a couple of chances to get by Hearn, but Hearn just too strong on the outside lane, and that would do it as Brett Hearn grabs win number 1 at the Valley of Speed.
Up and I took what I could get, and things opened up, and I didn't force the issue with anybody. I waited my time, and in the end I felt pretty comfortable. We had a good car.
The Jersey Jet picking up the victory. Kenny Tremont would come home second, Steve Huff third, Jeff Watson fourth, and Eddie Marshall would round out the top 5. Jeff Rockefeller made a statement on opening night at the Glen Ridge Motorsports Park, taking the modified feature in dominating fashion. Did he double up last Friday? Craig Hansen and Josh Hohenforce would lead the modified feature to the green at the Glen Ridge Motorsports Park, as in the early going, cars would be running side by side. Bobby Vetter going to go to the inside of the Fox Shocks car number 50 of Justin Bowler as they'd bang wheels off of the corner. Caution will come out for CJ Castelletti, and I see a little unsportsmanlike conduct in his future, talking to an official. Meanwhile, as the Castelletti car gets pulled away, we go back to green flag racing. Hansen would assume control once again as cars will be on the move. Rockefeller gets caught up on the inside. That would bring out the caution. And off the restart, many cars get pushed to the side, but Bobby Varon sneaks right through as he would put himself in contention in this feature event. Off the restart, Varon will move to the outside of Vetter as he would take that spot away and go to work on the rest of the field. As meanwhile, a battle for the lead was about to ensue as Willie Decker would go to the outside of the 20 of Craig Hansen for a position. He'd take the spot away. It wouldn't be long till the 0-0 of Varon would slide underneath Hansen for the number 2 spot, give him a little tap on the way by, and then it would be Varon right underneath the 85 of Decker trying to get the spot. He'd try to go outside of him, but Willie Decker would hold on for his first win of the season. Varon would hold on for second, Craig Hansen third, Josh Owen Forrest fourth, and Justin Bowler would round out the top 5.
It's now time for this week's Facebook fan poll question, which is, how many nights a week do you go to the races? Log on to our Facebook page at facebook.com/RaceProWeekly to cast your answer, and the results will be read on next week's show. Taking a look at last week's question, what is your favorite night to head to the racetrack? It's safe to say you guys like to go on Saturdays. That answer was chosen by nearly 60%. Just over 30% of you like Fridays, and only 10% said Sunday. Guess you need that day to recuperate. When we come back, we head to the Mohawk Valley for more open wheel action. Then we go pro stocking at Lebanon Valley. It's all coming up on Race Pro Weekly.
Performance, quality, service. That's DMC Racing Products. Hundreds of name brand parts, competitive prices. That's DMC. DMC Racing Products. Race to win. Some of the music you've heard on Race Pro Weekly this week is by AJ Jansen, Country's Rebel Rose, bringing you a mixture of high-energy rock and sultry country roots. To hear more and for your free download, check out ajjansenmusic.com. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly as we take another trip to the Track of Champions for the Sportsman Division, as the 173 of Cody Blue would be the car to lead the field to the green in this 25-lap Sportsman feature event at the Track of Champions. Ricky Quick will be on the move. Brian Pesolano in there as well, along with Connor Cleveland in the early going. Cars make a little bit of contact as Quick gets into Pesolano as they come down the front straightaway. Rocky Warner going to get into the back bumper of Tony Ferrone. That'll send him spinning as he will go around and bring it into the infield, as that would bring out the caution. Off of the restart, Cody Blue would assume control at the front one again as he's pressured as they head down the back straightaway. Cody Clark trying to make his way up through the field on the outside lane as he would go way up top on the top shelf as cars continue to go through. Ivan Joslin gets knocked up into the outside retaining wall in front of the Recovery Sports Grill sign as that would bring out the caution once again. And then off the restart, 3-wide battle, and Rocky Warner just places it underneath as he's going to muscle the 24 of Pesolano out of the way down the back straightaway and take the number 2 spot. Cars still on the move as Ricky Quick trying to make a move on the outside lane and trying to grab a few more positions before this one was all said and done. Connor Cleveland in there as well, so he'll go to the inside of Cody Clark in the top 5. But it was all behind Cody Blue as he grabs win number 1 on the season at Fonda. Cody Blue would grab the victory. Aaron Burton would finish in second. Connor Cleveland third. Cody Clark fourth. And Ricky Quick would finish in fifth. Other winners on the night, Chucky Domblewski would grab the win in the Pro Stocks. The Flying Carry, Yule Cook with a win in the Street Stocks, and Kenny Hollenbeck would grab the 4-cylinder victory. Street Stock feature a number of cars coming together on the front straightaway. Damon Anderson going to go up and over. He would be okay, but a tough wreck for him. First round of the Featherfoot Warrior Series for the Pro Stock Division as Chucky Domblewski would take the early race lead in the number 7. Number of cars on the move, the 24 of Robbie Speed and Rob Yetman on the outside lane looking to go him up through the field. They get a little bit sideways. Byron Westcott would have a little trouble as he would have to go pit side after a caution. Down the back straightaway, the car on the move with the Lazaro's Auto Body, car number 14 machine of Kim Duell as he would try to race his way up through the field. Rob Yetman and Jeff Washburn come together, avoiding Kevin Loomis, and then contact between the 7 and the 83 of Bernie Companion. Off of that restart, Kim Duell found something up on the top side as he would go around Kenny Martin for position, then go to work on the 10 of Cale Neer. He moved into the number 3 spot, then go to work on Dave DiPaolo and did it with ease down the back straightaway as he take the number 2 spot away. And here comes Rob Yetman right behind him. Yetman looking to go back-to-back, but Kim Duell would move to the outside of Domblewski, looking for the race lead, and he would find the power on the outside lane, and he'd take that spot away as he would be your new race leader. Meanwhile, the 70 Yetman trying to stick there as well, along with Domblewski right behind him as the side-by-side battle for second allowed Duell to get away for just enough time as Kim Duell would pick up the win. Duell is your feature event victor. Rob Yetman would finish in second, Chucky Domblewski third, Dave DiPaolo fourth, and Brandon Amy would round out the top five. Back to the Ridge we go as Curtis Hohenscheld and Ivan Joslin would lead the field to the green for the Sportsman feature event as they go side-by-side in the early going, and then Hohenscheld would get the advantage. And here comes Rocky looking to bullwinkle his way up to the front of the field in that 1J machine as he would be in the number 2 spot. Chad Edwards and Brian Pesolano would be on the move as well as they would muscle Joslin right out of the way, and Mark Mortensen would be on his way up through the field as well. Rocky would have to go to the attention of his crew on pit road, and off the restart, Hohenscheld would assume control once again with both of the Datsun cars right behind him. Mark Mortensen would try to make his presence known. He'd go around the outside of Chad Edwards, and now he's going to go to work on Edwards once again on the inside lane to try to take the position away. But Curtis Hohenscheld way out in front in this one as he would pick up the victory in the Sportsman. It would be Hohenscheld picking up the win, second Brian Pesolano, third Chad Edwards, fourth Mark Mortensen, and rounding out your top five, Dave Constantino. Other winners on the night, Pete Vila would grab the win in the Cruisers, Francis Oliver in the 600XL Modifieds, and no, that's not a typo, Lou Ciccone picking up a win in the Midgets. The first ever Dirt Track Outlaws shootout saw Kenny Tremont and Brett Hearn in the finals, and Tremont with a beautiful pass on the low side to get by Hearn, and he would be the winner of the event. Pro Stock feature now at the Valley of Speed would see Paul LaRochelle lead the field to the green with his son Stephen LaRochelle running in the number 2 spot in the early going of this feature event. Last week's winner, Jay Corbin, will be on the move in that number 8 machine on the top side as he would go by Rob Yetman for the spot. Frank Twing trying to make a move to the inside. He gets caught and spins around. That would bring out the caution for the car up in turn number 2. Off the restart, Robbie Speed and Rob Yetman trying to make their way up through the field as Jay Corbin there as well as he would look to go to the inside of Chuck Towsley and the 178 of La Rochelle. Corbin would get by Speed and La Rochelle and Towsley and then go to work on the elder La Rochelle for the race lead. Corbin would move to the inside lane now trying to get La Rochelle as they go side by side down the back straightaway and into the west end of the speedway. La Rochelle on the outside would hold his momentum coming to the checkers as he would grab the victory for the first time in 2015. Paul La Rochelle would grab the win. Jay Corbin would finish in second, Robbie Speed third, Daniel Sanchez fourth, and Rob Yetman would round out the top 5. Other winners on the night, J.R. Hefner would grab the win in the small block modified, Sean Perez, Bill Deek, and Ed Hatch. The winners in the pure stocks, Gary O'Brien with another win in the street stock division. In the 4-cylinder dual cam, it was Kenny Stager. In the 4-cylinder single cam, it was Jim Williams. And as we mentioned before, the Dirt Track Outlaws shootout would go to Kenny Tremont.
It's now time for this week's Berkshire County Network Driver Spotlight with one of racing's true journeymen, modified hot shoe Mike Mahaney. Race Pro Weekly is brought to you by Bob Hilbert Sportswear, Racing Electronics, Emmerich Associates, Tranquil Touch Healing, New England Racing Fuels and Sunoco Fuels. Coming up, Fast Eddie sits down with a happy veteran that still has the drive to chase that checkered flag. And we'll give out our NYSSCA Performer of the Week. Stay locked in. Race Pro Weekly will be right back.
No, Hawaii was great. No, what a beautiful place. Thank you, sir. And tell the First Lady I said hello.
Where is it that going green is going strong? Where trees are planted so emissions can be cut down. Where clean ethanol blend fuels race cars and waste oil never goes to waste. Where is it that the sun comes up and we put it to work, and the passionate fans are just as passionate about helping out? Where? Nowhere but NASCAR. Learn what small steps you can take to make a big difference at NASCAR.com/green.
The Choices 301 program takes a multifaceted approach aimed at educating the public about the realities and dangers of what can happen when bad decisions are made inside a motor vehicle. Don't hesitate to designate. Our good buddy Ron Mensing getting stuff ready to go before the racing action as we take our final trip to the Albany-Saratoga Speedway for the Sportsman feature event. Dave Baranowski Jr. on the move, going to the inside of Alyssa Cody for position in the top 5. And then Baranowski would slide underneath Brandon Pitcher and then go for the race lead in a beautiful side-by-side battle between him and Mike Berto. That time Baranowski would have it at the line as it would be Berto trying to fight back, but it would not be enough as Dave Baranowski Jr. grabs his first career victory at the Malta Oval. Limited Sportsman action now. Last week's winner, Mike Coffey, on the move in that number 06 machine. He would go underneath the 14 of Travis Billington for the number 2 spot, and then look to get by the 18 of Zach Del Rio on the outside, and he would be able to do that. Kenny Conroy going to look to make a late race charge in the number 44 as he would try to get by Del Rio, but as they're fighting for the position, it would be Mike Coffey going back-to-back in the Limited Sportsman. Coffey would grab the victory. Zach Del Rio would finish in second, Kenny Conroy third, Andrew Buff fourth, and Travis Billington would round out the top 5. In the Sportsman feature we showed you earlier, Dave Baranowski Jr. picking up the win, Connor Cleveland second, Jeremy Pitts third, Mike Berto fourth, and Colin Bocus would finish in fifth. Other winners on the night, the wheelman Randy Miller getting it done in the street stocks. Todd Goldstein would be your winner in the 4-cylinder dual cam, and Brett Horlocker would grab the win in the single cam. For many years, Harry Schaefer has been a strong competitor at each of the local tracks in the area in the Sportsman division. Our own Fast Eddie sat down with Schaefer and figured out just how his season's been going so far.
Harry, how many years have you been racing now?
I think it's been 25 years. It's been a long time.
What makes you come back here each week?
I just love it. It's something I've always done with my family and friends, and I just keep coming back and doing it.
Be next to me.
Yeah, I like Ferrone.
What is it about Fonda Speedway that makes you come back here each week?
I came here as a kid. I grew up coming here with my father. My father raced a long time ago, and he had raced here, and it's someplace, it's just the history, you know. There's been a lot of great drivers here. Dave Leib, Lou Lazaro, Jack Johnson, C.D. Covell. I grew up watching those guys, so I mean, it's great to be racing with places, you know, a place where they've raced, and I've actually got to race with them, some of them.
What's it like to take a lap around the Fonda Speedway?
It's pretty intense. It's a fast place. I mean, you really got to be on your game. I've been doing a long time. I've yet to get a feature win here, and some of these guys can win 10, 20 races, 100 races, and I'm just be happy to get one right now. But yeah, it's hard, but you got to be on your game.
You said you've been doing this 25 years now. What do you think has changed the most in those 25 years?
The 25 years, I'd say the money aspect of it. The cars have changed. I mean, back when I started, and I mean, people were buying it, but you could get away with some home-built motors. You could still get away with some of that stuff. Now, everything's just, you know, who's got the fastest, the most expensive, the lightest parts, the newest motors, the newest parts, and it gets harder and harder every year to compete with that.
Who do you have to thank for getting you here this season?
This year I'd like to thank my brother Mikey. He picked up this chassis from a friend, and we wanted to try something different, and put me back on bars. I've been running coils the last couple of years, and so far it's 2014 Bicknell, and it's been really good. You know, and I've had the Winter Circle's been backing me since '95, and Jonathan's Catering, and I like to thank them and my family and my dad. And he's not with us anymore, but he's always a supporter of mine. He's done it since day one, and it's kind of sucked first year without him here. So
it's now time for this week's NYSSCA Performer of the Week, and with his back-to-back wins on the weekend, who else but the Jersey Jet, Brett Hearn. Hearn is now eligible for our Performer of the Year award, given out at the end of the season as he looks for his second consecutive win in that. That's all for this week's show. For the latest news, results, and photos, check out Race Pro Weekly online at www.raceproweekly.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. So for myself, Amber Chalmers, Fast Eddie, Scott Morlock, and everyone that helps put Race Pro Weekly together, Thank you for watching this week's episode, and we'll see you next time.